Lights out, stacks hushed, only the exit signs still glow. Somewhere between the reference desk and the basement archive, a lone book slips free and smacks the carpet. Nobody around to pick it up. Tonight we're skipping the cute orientation ghost stories. These are the real, documented hauntings reported by students, librarians, and campus guards across America. A gray lady who still alphabetizes the card catalog by candlelight, a phantom priest who won't stop grading late papers, history and the unexplained, shoulder to shoulder on the same shelf. The only question is, if the doors lock behind you, can you make it to sunrise? Section 1. The Spectral Librarian of SUNY Wananta. Milne Library looks harmless. Red brick, big windows, the usual. After midnight, the Alden room on the 3rd floor forgets what century it's in. Jessica Alden ran this place from 1912 to 1944, and she had two loves: order and absolute silence. Turns out she's not thrilled that late-night study groups keep wrecking both. Cold spots drop over the long tables even when the heat's cranked. Chairs rock like somebody just stood up. A security guard once watched a heavy wooden newspaper rack sway itself to the floor, every paper still in perfect date order. Creepiest report? A sophomore pulling an all-nighter felt fingers brush her shoulder, then a whispered, "Shh," when her phone buzzed. Screen glitched, froze on 12:44, the exact minute of Jessica's death logged in the campus archive. Section 2. The Phantom Priest of Fordham University. Fordham's Duane Library and Dealey Hall share more than Gothic stone. They share Father McGraw. Taught history into the 70s, quietly died one August night, then kept showing up to proctor exams anyway. Junior walked into an empty office at 2 a.m. Elderly priest hunched over a glowing desktop, typing lines of Python. Teaching never ends, son. The past keeps updating. Student blinked, chair spun, empty. Security footage later showed 0 entries after 11 p.m. in the adjacent cemetery. Folks still catch a figure in full collar pacing between the graves, rosary beads catching the moon. Section 3. The Gray Lady of Willard Library. No haunted library list is legit without the Gray Lady. Evansville, Indiana's Willard Library's been recording disturbances since 1937. Books flung from high shelves, phantom typewriter keys, the front door rattling against a lock nobody uses. Staff set up a live ghost cam in '99 and racked up 400,000 views the first weekend. Camera caught a see-through woman in Victorian dress gliding past the kids section. Finals week 2019, 2 students hid inside for a live stream. Viewers watched the temperature crater from 72 to 58 in 60 seconds. A glass paperweight on the desk slid 6 inches. Camera caught it, no one near it. They bailed at 3:17 a.m. Motion sensors logged movement until 3:45. Last timestamp, the lobby. One set of footprints in the dust that don't lead anywhere. Section 4. The Civil War Scholar of New Hanover County. Wilmington's New Hanover County Public Library sits on what used to be a Confederate hospital. Staff call their ghost Mr. Pemberton. Blood-stained frock coat, full beard, always parked by the North Carolina history shelves. Doesn't speak, just reads. Books on Civil War medicine left open to pages describing 1864 amputations. One night a librarian wheeled a cart through closed stacks, turned the corner, almost collided with him. He tipped his hat, stepped aside, dissolved between the shelves. Security cam caught a dark blur and a 10-degree temperature drop. Since then, staff leave out a single chair and a copy of Gone for Soldiers. Every morning, the book marks 10 pages deeper. Section 5. The violinist at Houston's Julia Eidson Building, Jacob Kramer, night guard, killer violinist, died here in 1936. His ghost still practices after hours. Staff walk in to find Chopin nocturnes scattered across the reading room. Some nights, passers-by hear violin drifting from the 3rd-floor balcony. Motion sensors trip in sequence like someone pacing the hall, but the overnight crew finds nothing. Every Halloween, the anniversary of his death, the library hosts Nocturne Night. 2023, halfway through Claire de Lune, the live audio cut. A lone violin, no mic, dead perfect, finished the melody from somewhere above the ceiling. When the lights came up, every copy of that passage was missing from the sheet music folders. Section 6. The Cemetery Stacks of Sweetwater County Library. Green River's Sweetwater County Library was built on top of an old pioneer cemetery. Graves got relocated in 26. Some spirits didn't get the memo. Cold spots in the basement. Smell of lilacs when the HVAC's off. 2018. Custodian hears typewriter keys hammering. Tracks the sound to a locked room. Dusty Remington number 5 inside. Ribbons bone dry, yet fresh letters appear. Return the stones. Workers later find a cracked headstone fragment behind a cabinet. Belonged to a kid buried on the original plot. Once it's reinterred, the typewriter shuts up for good. Section 7. A night in the stacks. Mini investigation. We picked Fordham's Duane Library. Arrived 11:03. Signed the after-hours log, split into pairs. Plan was boring but simple. Record audio. Temp checks every 30. Bail by 3 a.m. 12:14. Hall sensor clicked on. Nobody there. Recorder caught a faint. You're late. 1:27. Cold spot 15 degrees below room temp. 2:02. Book on medieval monasticism lying open on a table we'd walked past 20 minutes earlier. Never heard footsteps. Never saw a figure. But the watched feeling. Constant. Like someone standing just out of sight. We left at 2:58. Security guard handed us a sticky note on the way out. Father McGraw says thanks for coming. We hadn't told him the legend. These aren't dusty campfire tales. They're living records kept by the same people who swipe your ID. Got your own library encounter? Drop it below. We read every one. Want in on the next after-hours walkthrough, maybe even survive the night? Smash subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the footage. University libraries promise quiet, focus, community. They also promise something older. Memory that refuses to fade. So next time you're cramming at 2 a.m., headphones in, world tuned out, listen for the cart that squeaks on carpet that isn't there. The soft thud of a book in a row you know is empty. Might be the ventilation. Or maybe the night shift wants to remind you that knowledge never dies, and neither do the ones who spent their lives guarding it. Either way, the doors lock at midnight. Good luck.